My first experience of yoga was under great duress and complaint. A girlfriend of mine dragged me along to a yoga class, which I wasn't particularly interested in, and in the end only went to appease her and to be with her. But yeah, since then, of course, I'm very grateful because that first yoga class basically ended up in an experience that caused me to, open up my mind and be exposed to yoga as a philosophy, a way of life, and eventually, a lifetime practice. When I first started, it was a very small underground movement, you could say. And of course, since then, celebrities have taken to yoga, and hence there's been a big fad that's sort of, bloomed all over the world. With that, good and bad, credibility, which yoga didn't have before when I first started, but also with the big boom, of course, lots of watered down variations, lots of exploitation, dare I say even corruption, within the yoga community, which has now become an industry. And I think like most things, that's what always tends to create compromise. People who want to make money, or people who want to gain name and fame, and don't really respect or understand yoga for what it is. Otherwise they could never do that. They sell it out in that sense. Having said that, of course, yoga growing as much as it has, I think, benefited the world in many ways. So I think now it's just a matter of people getting a proper education of yoga, so that they don't have so many misconceptions about what it is, a process of practice, not just a feel-good exercise. In relating to my own experience, I was, very captivated by yoga. It caught me by surprise in many ways, because I never had any intentions towards it. When I did have an experience which was, to me at the time, unexplainable, I got very excited and quickly ran to all my friends and started to tell them about yoga, and in some ways started to not impose but suggest that the way we live, or the things that we say, and the way that we do things, and I think that basically I lost a lot of friends very quickly, and I think that's just being idealistic without being practical. Not everybody wants to automatically, switch over to yoga just because, you think you've found something. So I think in the same way, we tend to impose our own preferences on people, and especially when we get confirmation that that thing may be a really good thing, we very quickly tend to become do-gooders and want to put that on others, or suggest that that's the best thing and the only thing. I think the practical thing is always to consider context, for people, context of your own, and, waiting until you're asked, basically, rather than trying to tell everybody everything. If somebody asks you for advice, or what do you think about a certain thing, then of course you have to feel free to express yourself in the most appropriate manner. And that's usually my policy now. So from the mistakes that I had made initially, that's usually the way I go about things. It's when you understand the underlying foundation or concept behind those things that you can start to see their relevance or parallel in everyday existence, or in many other scenarios and circumstances, not just when you're either on the mat or when you're talking about yoga philosophy. So for me, that's been the thing that has helped me to make things more practical, is always understand conceptually rather than just the detail. When that concept takes place underneath the detail, you can see applications for that everywhere. One of the more essential principles which I always advocate in yoga is that it should teach you about yourself. Of course, this starts first on the physical body, so you get to know your body, you get to know how it moves, how it doesn't move. You get to know how to move it skillfully, how to hold it still. You get to sense it energetically, and of course this just builds a certain awareness. So when we learn about our bodies, when we learn about our minds through the practice, I feel it builds a certain confidence that allows you to be more calm and have access to all of what you are.